In this module, we're going to talk about the keys to habit discipline and dive deeper into some of the tactics that will help make your habits stick. We'll talk all about rewards, accountability, and self-trust, but first, we need to talk about friction. In his book, fittingly titled Friction, Roger Dooley calls friction the mortal enemy of motivation. He uses the metaphor of the persuasion slide to capture how friction impacts behavior change. Imagine you're at the top of a playground slide. To start moving down the slide, you first need a little nudge. This is your cue. Once you start moving, gravity, which is like your motivation, takes over, propelling you down the slide. Unless, of course, you run into some friction, which slows you down, or worse yet, leaves you stuck altogether. This decelerating force can either be your best friend or your worst enemy, depending on whether you're trying to build or break a habit. Now, there are 3 key levers that you can pull that will help you either increase or decrease friction with your habits, and they're proximity, visibility, and speed bumps. Let's take a look at how each of these work in the real world. Say you want to build the habit of lifting weights regularly. You're a little bougie, so you want to sign up for the fanciest gym in your neighborhood. But there's a catch. It takes 45 minutes to get there, and you need to take 3 different forms of public transportation. Talk about friction. Regardless of how much you're paying for that membership, your consistency is going to suffer. This is an example of where increasing proximity can hinder your progress. Instead, you could make things more convenient by choosing the gritty gym that's just a couple minutes away. Sure, it might not be the nicest gym on the block, but you'll be more likely to actually go in the first place. Or if it works for you, you could even invest in some simple fitness equipment that you can use at home. You can't really beat the commute from your bedroom to your living room. In both of these examples, decreasing proximity is helping to decrease the amount of friction you have to starting your habit. On the other hand, if you're trying to kick an unhelpful habit, you'll want to increase proximity from any tempting cues. Let's say that you want to kick the habit of eating sugary snacks. The easiest way to abstain from junk food is to just not bring them into your house to begin with. When you've got your next craving for sugar, you're going to be very unlikely to head to the grocery store to get your fix. Whether it's chips or ice cream, it can be painful to go your first few days without them, but the long-term results will be worth it. And this relates closely to the next important lever in controlling friction: visibility. If you want to take action on your habits, it's important to make your cues impossible to ignore. To do that, you need to increase their visibility in your environment. If you want to start journaling, then keep your journal open on your desk. If you want to practice playing your guitar, then lean it against your couch in the living room. If you want to exercise in the morning, then prepare your sneakers and workout clothes the night before and place them next to your bed. When you come across these items in your home or office, you'll be reminded of the commitment you made to yourself, and you'll be much more likely to follow through with the habit. Voila! The friction is gone. You can, of course, decrease visibility to encourage you to break unhelpful habits. If you want to quit social media, you can hide these apps in a folder on your phone. If you want to quit caffeine, you can put your coffee kit out of sight. And if you want to stop binging Netflix, you can move your TV into the attic. The visibility lever also applies to tracking your habits as well. During my 30-day experiments, one of the most effective techniques I used was to place my habit tracker in a place that I couldn't ignore. For 30 days of cold showers, that meant it was hanging on my bathroom wall. For 30 days of meditating, I placed it next to the entryway of my bedroom. When you're intentional about where you place your tracker, it's easier to hit those satisfying habit streaks. And the final lever is speed bumps. As humans, we're inherently lazy and often take the path of least resistance. If you put too many layers of difficulty between you and your habit, you're gonna wanna throw in the towel pretty quickly. If you wanna get into the habit of tracking your finances, then make sure that you stay logged into these accounts at all times and save your financial spreadsheets as one of your favorites. If you log out of your accounts and make it difficult to get into, it'll be harder to get into the habit of checking on your finances. That's a speed bump. Do yourself a favor and pre-save your login info in a password manager so that you can get into it with one click. Boom, less friction. Or if your goal is to meditate daily, don't pick a guided meditation app with ads every 30 seconds. Those kinds of obstructions are likely to disrupt your flow and make it less likely for you to follow through with your habit. Spend the extra few dollars to eliminate the ads and make your meditation habit more effortless to get to. Goodbye friction. In exercise 12 of your workbook, I want you to take a critical look at the way friction shapes your habits. How might your environment be holding you back from meeting your habit goals? Where do you store snacks and charge your phone? Are there any obvious cues that you can add to your home or office to remind you to do your habit? And then I want you to identify 3 ways that you can increase or decrease friction to make it easier to perform your habit. It could be as simple as sticking a habit tracker on your fridge, preparing your gym clothes the night before a workout, or placing your vitamins next to your bathroom sink. Get to it.